Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum students. In this video, I'm going to talk about derivative of logarithmic functions LNU. How to find the derivative of natural logarithm ln. The rule is, so the derivative d dx with respect to x ln u differentiable function of x can be found its derivative equal to, so 1 over u times the derivative of u. And what do you mean u prime? We said u prime means derivative of u. Example number 1. Let us say y equal to ln 5x. So dy dx or y prime dy dx equal to the derivative. See the rule, students. 1 over u. What is the u? See, ln u. The rule ln u. So we have here ln u. What is the u? The u is 5x. So the derivative 5x. So the u is 5x. So now 1 over u, 1 over 5x, 1 over 5x times the derivative of 5x is 5, multiplied by the derivative of 5x is 5. Okay, so then can be the simple 5 because multiply. So this is 5 with 5 out. So the answer is 1 over x. That is 1 over x. Another example. Example number 1. Example number 2. Example number 2. Let us set y equal to ln 10x squared. So now what is the u? 10x squared. 10x squared the u. So to find the derivative, dy dx, we said 1 over u. 1 over u. What is the u again? 10x squared the u. 10x squared. So 1 over 10x squared times the derivative of 10x squared, which is 20x. 2 by 10, 20. So 20x. The derivative is 20x. So equal to. Now this one also clear. We can simplify x with x, 20 with 10. This will be 2. So the answer is 2 over x. Another example. Example number 3. I write here example number 3. Don't forget the rule, students. So the rule is ln u 1 over u times the derivative of u. Okay. Now again here example. I write here example. Right here. Let us say y is equal ln. We have 5x squared plus 2x. So the y prime or dy dx equal to 1 over u. 1 over u. What is the u now? The u is 5x squared plus 2x. This is the u. 5x squared plus 2x. So 1 over 5x squared plus 2x times the derivative. What the derivative is? 5x squared, 10x plus the derivative 2x is 2. So this one. So can be written as this one, 10x plus 2 over 5x squared plus 2x. Another example. That I said I have enough in this example. Example 4. So y equal to 20 ln 8x cubed plus 7x squared plus 20, for example. Now the derivative is what the dy dx or y prime. So y prime equal to 20 is a constant. So this 20 is a constant multiplied by ln. So it is 20, the same. There's no change. ln, now what is the derivative of ln? ln u. So ln, what you have here? ln u. So will be 1 over u, and 1 over 8x cubed plus 7x cubed plus 20. So this is the u. This represents the u. So it will be 1 over u. So 1 times 1 over u. So 8x cubed plus 7x squared plus 20 times the derivative of u, ln u. What the derivative of this one? 3 by 8, 24 minus 1, so 24x squared plus 14x plus 0. So now this multiply by now 24x squared plus 2 by 7, 14x plus 0. So now the answer is equal to, we have to write it in this way. So equal to what? 20 multiplied by, we have here 24x squared plus 14x over 8x cubed plus 7x squared plus, so we can multiply this by 20. We can write it this one 480x squared, because 20 by this one, or 20 by this one, plus what? This one 2 by 4, 28. So 0, 280x over this one, over what? Over 8x cubed plus 7x squared plus 20. Can be written also in this way. Can be written in this way also. The answer. Okay. Now, even can be take the common factor of the numerator. But the main point here, 20k multiplied by 1 over u. Don't forget to say this is the u. 1 over u, so 1 over 8x cubed plus 7x squared plus 20 times the derivative. What the derivative of 8x cubed? 24x squared, see 24x squared plus 14x plus 14x. So this is the main step, is very important. Now, another example. See, students, here what I said, 20 ln. But if I said 20 plus ln, be careful. And for example, if I said y equal 20 plus ln, for example, that it said 8x cubed, for example, that plus x cubed plus 4x squared, for example, like this one. So what is the y prime here? The y prime. See, students, now this is a term, okay? Well, this is another term because there's a plus. But before, what I have this one all 20 times as a one function. Okay, but here what I have the sum of two. The first one is a constant function 20, with this one, the second one is ln. Now to find the derivative of 20 is a constant, 0. And then plus the derivative of this, because we have sum here. The previous example, we have times as a one function, 20 times ln. See, then 20 times, but here 20 plus, so 20 derivative 0 plus the derivative of ln, what is the derivative of ln? 1 over u. What is the u? This is the u, represent 8x cubed plus 4x squared. So over 8x cubed plus 4x squared times what term? Now the derivative. The derivative of what? The derivative of u, and the derivative of 8x cubed plus 4x squared. 3 by 8, 24 will be x squared plus 2 by 4, 8 will be 8x. So now multiply by 24, 3 by 8, 24, x squared plus 2 by 4, 8x. Also, this can be simplified, students. So this one I can simplify in this way. First, I can write here 24 x squared plus 8x divided by 8x cubed plus 4x squared. So I can write it this one. I can take 8 common factor. But before, don't forget this is the main. This is the main step. Is the very important. Now this one can be simplified here. See, this can be simplified. This one I can take here 24 and 8. 8 is a common factor, and I can take also x as a common factor. So this will be 3 here. This is 3x because 8 by 3, 24, x by x squared, and the plus the 8x out will be here 1. 8x out will be 1 divided by what? Here I can take 4x common factor. 4x is a common factor, so it'll be this one 2x squared plus. I can take x squared. Did you have x squared? This one I can take x squared because this one x squared common factor. So this will be here. 1 minute, I write it this one. So this will be here. So x cubed will be x squared common factor for x squared. So it'll be this one 2x plus will plus what? Plus 1. Plus 1. And c can be also cancelled this x with this x with this 8 with this 4, this one 2. So then I can write it here. I prefer to write it down, really be better. So I can write it this one equal to, so I can write it as equal to what? Equal to multiplied by 3x plus 1 be 6x plus 2, which is 3x plus 1, and over what? Here over x multiplied by 2x plus 1. They can be some multiplied. Now this one, the first one we said is the first rewrite it. See the rule u v prime. So now here what I have? I have u times v. So v you write it. So u is this represents u 30 is 30 e to the power 5x. So the first one 30 e to the power 5x. This is the first one. Multiply the derivative of ln 7x. So times the derivative of ln u. So what is the u? The u is 7x ln u. So the derivative of ln u is 1 over u times the derivative of u. What the derivative of 7x is 7 times 7. Then a plus what? Now plus the second one. What the second one? The second one is ln 7x. So you have to write now the second one is ln 7x. What times the derivative of the first one? What is the first one we said? This is the first one. This is the first one. Okay, so this is the first one. The first one is 30 e to the power 5. So the derivative of 30e. The derivative of 30e, so multiply by 30e is the same. First, rewrite it. Y, see the rule. E, you have to write it. Times the derivative of the power. What is the derivative of the power 5x? Is 5. Is 5. Again now, the first, see the rule. The first, write it, copy paste, 30e 5x, times the derivative of the second, ln u, 1 over u, times the derivative of 7x is 7. Then a plus the second, this is the second, see this is the second, write it, times the derivative of the first one. The first 30e should be the same 30e times the derivative of the power 5. Also the student, this can be simplified here. So this one is equal to, I can simplify in this way, I can cancel, see the 7 with the 7 because it's multiplication here. So what will be here? Will be 30 over x, 30e 5x over x. Okay, this is the first one. And a plus, what the plus here? See, students, 5 by 30 is 150, and you write e first, and the second ln to avoid the mistake. So then ln, what ln? 7x. Don't multiply 530 by 7, because this ln u, you can't come in. So ln 7, write it the last to avoid the mistake. 5 by 30, 150 first the number, then e, then ln. The same if you have sine cosine. Number, e, then sine cosine to avoid multiply by the angle. So this is the answer, is here, the final answer. So, or another example. For example, see students, let us say y is equal 40x squared ln 20x, for example. Now, here also we have multiplication, students. Look at this is 40x squared, the first function, multiplied by the second function, ln 20x. So also what you use? Product rule. Now, what is the product rule? Is the product rule here. Again, the product rule, don't forget what we said. We said u times v, the product, so the derivative is equal to, write the first one, the u, multiplied by the derivative of the second, v prime, plus the second one, but the second one, v, write it, copy paste, and multiply by the derivative of the first one, u prime. Now, again, this is the first one, this represents the u, this represents the v. So the derivative, you have to use what? You have to use the product rule. Let us use now the product rule in this example. Now equal to the dy dx, so the y prime. The y prime equal, the first one, we say this is the first one. See, u, you copy and paste. U, v, you write u first. What is the u we said? We said this is the u, 40x squared. So we have to write first 40x squared. So 40x squared, the first one. Okay, this is the first one. Multiply, what multiply by v prime, and the derivative of this one, the second one, ln u. Now, what is the derivative of ln u? The derivative of ln is 1 over u. What is the u? This is the u 20x. So 1 over what? 1 over 20x. Times, what times the derivative of 20x is a 20. 20x, the derivative is this 20 here. Then a plus, see the rule plus. What the plus v the second one. What the second one? The second one ln 20x. So we have to write now ln 20x, the second one. ln 20x. This is the second one. Times what? Times v prime, the first one. What the first one? Is the first one. Is the 40x. So what is that 40x equal to by 40? 80 minus 1 will be 80x. So it'll be 80x here. So multiply by 80x. Multiply 80x. So this is the to see u times v prime ln u1 over u prime plus the second ln 20x times the derivative of the first one, 80x. Also can be this one simplified, students. See here, I can cancel what 20 with a 20, x with x. So what will be? Will be this one is the first one, 40 only, 40x plus what the plus here. See, students, here you have ln by 80 by x. So you have to write it in this way. First, you have to write 80x and then write ln 20x. Don't multiply 80 by 20, wrong, because this ln you can't enter this 80 inside this ln. That's wrong. So you have to write 80x, then ln multiply, or sometimes they put, for example, this bracket to avoid the mistake, which is up to you. Okay, so now this is the final answer.